What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Casual Big Ten Podcast. Today is Friday. Yes, Friday again, October 27th, 2023. My name is Kent Peterson. I'm joined, as always, by BetB1GBrad and B1GWilson. And on today's show, we are going to discuss the gambling lines for all the football games that are taking place in the Big Ten Conference. This week, we got 5 of them. Brad, how you feeling about those 5 games?
I'm trying to get a feel for them as we speak.
Okay.
Look, just fresh eyes on them, fresh eyes on these picks.
I feel like
it doesn't matter, though. It doesn't matter. My lead is so insurmountable at this point. I could just pick some teams that aren't even on the list.
You can't do that. We're going to make you pick the teams that are on the list. But I was just about to say that I don't think it matters for you what you do. Your strats are always working. You're locked in. You're seeing the board really well. We'll go over those standings in just a moment. But before we do that, Wilson, are you seeing the board a little bit better this week?
Not at all. I can't see anything 6 inches in front of my face. But Stevie, this is also a bad week for a bounce back. I'm not excited for any of these games, to be honest.
Oh, man.
I hate the board this week. I don't like any of the lines. I'm not liking the over-unders at all. But sometimes those are the weeks that you do the best. And last week I was doing the best when it comes to who got the crown. But I was tied with Brad, so made an executive decision, just deleted the crown. Just deleted it. I was tied. But that still means I was the best, though, right, Brad?
However you want to put it, yeah. If that makes you happy, that's perfect.
It didn't make me happy, but I was happy to be over 500 last week. 7-5 for your boy, 7-5 for Brad, and 4-8 for Wilson. That brings the overall standings to first place, Brad, with 74 wins, 58 losses. Another week where he can go over, and he'll still be over 500. I am just under 500. 1 game above Wilson at 65-67, and that means Wilson is 64-68. Wilson, I think it's a battle for second place. We should just start talking shit to each other, I think, at this point.
Hey, the only competition is Vegas, man.
True.
The only competition there is.
Brad, how are you feeling about this lead? Like just coasting the rest of the way through, right?
Yeah, it's kind of boring at this point. I'm sorry.
That's okay. Every week at this time, we like to go to Twitter. We're going to do it quickly this week. I post the big board, and as I'm thinking about the big board, I'm looking at the YouTube screen right now. The one thing I forgot to switch was what week it is. This is week 9. On the top of our screen right now, it says week 8. I'm going to change that as Brad's talking about this first comment. Brad, we got a lot of comments this week, actually, but the first one that I want to talk about is from my boy B1G Kurt, actually. He's from the Eyes on Big Ten podcast, taking this season off and got replaced for this season, but I think he's coming back next season. He posted a GIF, and it's a guy, I forget the show, Killian, the actor's Killian, you know who I'm talking about?
Nope.
Oh, God. You're going to make me look this up. The guy from Oppenheimer.
Murphy, are you talking about?
Yeah, him.
Yeah.
What's the other show he was in on Netflix? The real famous one.
Peaky Blinders.
Yes, Peaky Blinders. Okay, it's a gift from Peaky Blinders. Man, we got there. Real quick. It's Cillian Murphy sitting down in a chair with a cigarette, kind of like relaxing. And I think the point that he was trying to make is that I posted something about football, other than what we've been talking about all week, which is the Michigan stuff. Is that kind of how you're feeling too, Brad?
The guy from Peaky Blinders?
Yeah, are you feeling like it's finally like we're doing football instead for once?
Sure, yeah. I mean, everybody else is still talking about it. I can't even scroll Twitter anymore. It's so damning for the Michigan football program at this point,
Yeah.
I almost feel bad.
I do too. I really feel bad for those fans, I feel really terrible for them.
We could, what we could do is just scrap this whole thing and start talking about basketball. That would really excite some people.
I don't know. I don't know about that.
Excited. All right.
I don't know about that. But shout out to B1G Kurt for replying. Thank you for the reply. Probably not listening, I'm guessing. But thanks anyways, Kurt. We got for Wilson here. This is from 11 Verts. He's been on here before. Said absolute homer picks here, but also based on some rumored offensive changes. I'm for NU. Or I'm sorry. Let me start that over. But based on some rumored offensive changes for NU, I'm taking Nebraska -2.5 and over 39.5. I also like Indiana plus 31.5. I almost messed that up because it's so big. Because I never met a line that big that I didn't love. I usually lose those. What do you think about those two picks?
I wonder what rumors you heard about Nebraska changes on offense that makes him so confident. Not reading that way, but
no, he said rumored changes for Northwestern.
And
I think what he's referring to is that Ben Bryant is probably not going to play once again. He didn't play last week, and he's probably not playing this week either.
Oh well, okay.
Not great, Bob.
Is that it, everyone, for that comment?
Yeah.
I feel like we should pick up the energy in this show a little bit.
Are you talking to me? My energy's sky high right now.
All right.
Sky high. It's Roulade. He's back. You remember Roulade, guys?
Open up the phone lines.
Let's fucking do it, man. All right, we got Roulade. He said Huskers / Purdue under 39.5. It's going to be 24-10. This is from Roulade, Brad. He said 24-10 Huskers win. #GBR, which stands for Go Big Red. What do you think about that comment? I like that comment.
It's a solid comment. That's a solid comment. I like it. I might be swayed to make that my pick.
You talking lock of the week here? Zip tie, maybe?
I can't go that far yet, but maybe.
All right. Wilson, this one's from you. It's from she's at Lauren_Lamb. She said OMG plus 31.5. Laugh cry emoji, laugh cry emoji.
She laughing because that's an easy line, or she's an Indiana fan and that those are sad tears, or Penn State fan that it's hilarious that they're Indiana so bad. I can't get a read on that.
I think she's just laughing at the line being so big. Her bio says Purdue 17.
Laughing at Indiana.
Yeah, laughing at Indiana.
Oh, well, we can all do that.
Classic. More classic than that, though, Brad. Jackson, train emoji, flag emoji, crocodile emoji. It's our boy. He's back. He says this guy came through for us this week. I really like this. All right, now pay attention. 5 games here. Penn State 35-0. Maryland 42-7. Minnesota 28-3. Purdue 28-17, and Ohio State 35-13. There's not a single one that he wrote right there that I can really disagree with. I'm going to be honest right off the rip. What do you think?
I got to look up to see who these teams are playing.
Okay. Penn State
Let's see. All right.
Indiana.
That could happen. Penn State, Indiana. Okay. 35-0. That'd be the under, but Penn State would cover. I can see that.
Maryland's playing Northwestern.
42-7, huh? I don't know about that much, but I could see a big gap in that game. Sure. All right. Michigan State, Minnesota.
For someone who said they need to pick up the energy, this is your guy right here. You really need to pick it up for him.
God, I hope it's not that. But
I replied to him. I replied to his comment with the gif of Old Faithful, man, always, every week.
Geyser.
That's what that was?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, man.
I got 0 likes out of it, but
I didn't know what it was.
Well,
you know what I thought it was? I thought it was a euphemism for you having an orgasm for his picks.
Double entendre, I guess. But
that's what I thought it was. All right, Jackson. Shout out to Jackson coming back to the pod. All right, Wilson, we got another loyal commenter here. It's Isaiah. It's Walker. He said, I grabbed Wisconsin plus 14.5 and leaned the under for the Minnesota and Michigan State game. I'm not going to lie. I leaned that under as well.
I don't hate both of those, to be honest with you. There's something I just got a feeling about that Ohio State-Wisconsin night game, I believe, as well, right? Correct?
Yes. Primetime, baby.
Yeah. I could see that being a close game.
Really?
Yeah. And Michigan State is awful, so that under is probably a good play as well.
Trash.
All right, we got 2 more comments. Brad, it's Bree on film.
Oh.
I'm assuming it's a she. This is the first time I read her at Bree on film. Okay.
All right.
Not going to click on her profile, but she said money line and then posted a GIF of Minnesota chopping the Paul Bunyan axe up against a field goal post.
Isn't that the Minnesota-Wisconsin trophy?
What is the one this weekend then?
With Minnesota, Michigan State?
I don't think we have
a trophy
one.
for that?
We don't,
Why she got
we
the
don't have
axe
one.
out?
That's what I'm saying. I'm sorry, Bree.
I'm just telling you what the GIF is. I'm just telling you the GIF.
That's not relevant to that particular game, but if you're just taking Minnesota money line, I would suggest you take Minnesota minus the points because you're going to make some more money off of that.
Hold on. I'm looking at this GIF closer. No, it's Wisconsin with the axe at Minnesota. Now I don't know what she's saying. Is she saying Wisconsin money line then, you think?
Maybe.
I got to click on her profile now, figure out who she cheers for.
Ooh, careful.
Oh, yeah, it's Wisconsin.
Make sure there's
Wisconsin.
no kids around.
All Wisconsin posts.
Wisco.
She likes Wisconsin money line against Ohio State. That's what she's trying to say.
Okay, well then that's even worse then. Sorry. I hope it does happen for your sake, Bree, because you're a big Badger fan, but I don't see it happening with my picks.
Okay. Last comment. This was a quote tweet from Joey Boatwater. Indiana PSU over. I'm not going to read everything he wrote because he wrote all the numbers. I'm just going to read over under. Maryland at Northwestern under. Michigan State, Minnesota. He's taking Minnesota minus the 7.5. Purdue plus the points, and then Ohio State minus the points. Tough to read there because he wrote it out a little bit weird. But any comments on that, Wilson, or should we jump into these games?
Jump into these games.
Let's jump into these games. Let's jump all up.
You can't give him that option.
I know, right?
I honestly thought you were asking Brad the question, so I wasn't paying any attention.
Jesus.
It was too hard to read, and it was a quote tweet, and there was too many numbers. So I appreciate you, Joey Boatwater. Clean up the comment next week, though. Let's clean it up so we can read it a little bit quicker. All right, we got Penn State, we got Indiana. Over under is 45.5. Penn State favored by 31.5. Indiana, not a good football team. Penn State didn't look great last week in Columbus. Is that offense going to bounce back? Is James Franklin going to be looking to cover this spread again after not covering last week for the first time all season? We'll go to Wilson first for this one. How do you see this playing out for Penn State at Indiana?
I think James Franklin will be out for blood.
There will be blood?
You got the second highest scoring team in the Big Ten and the lowest scoring team in the Big Ten going against each other. I'm going to go Penn State to cover and the over.
Nice. Nice and quick and to the point. Brad, do you get as confused as I do every time Wilson brings out actual facts for football stuff?
I was just going to make a comment about that. Came prepped and ready. I love it. Man, 31.5. I went against Penn State last time they had a big spread, and they burned me on it. So I'm going to roll with them this time. I'm going to take Penn State minus 31.5. 45.5.
45.5 for the over-under here. While you're thinking about that, Wilson, did you say over or under? Because I'm writing this down right now.
I said over.
Over, okay.
That probably means Indiana scores if we're going over.
Mm-hmm.
Let's do it. They're at home. Let's do it. I'll go over.
Yeah, I'm going to make this real simple for y'all. I'm going to make it real simple.
And again.
Penn State covers. I'm with you guys on this. Indiana's not very good. I don't care if they're at home. I don't care if the suites on the end zone are filled to the brim, baby. I'm going with Penn State as well. I'm also taking the over because I heard a couple of times, and I've heard it before, but I heard it just a couple weeks ago. If you think one team can cover the over by themselves, you take the over, and I think that Penn State could do that. So I'll take the over in this game, and that is a bet big three-way handshake. We're all agreeing on that one, so good job, guys. We'll go to Brad first for this one. It's Maryland minus 13.5. They are at Northwestern. Over-under is 48.5. A lot of the over-unders are really close to each other this week. I mean, we're in the thick of this Big Ten play right now, and games are getting closer, more competitive. How do you see this one going for the Terps and the Wildcats, Brad? No Ben Bryant, apparently.
Rough for Maryland. They lost one game, and you kind of forgot about them because they're in the East, and that's tragic. But against Northwestern, I like them to win by at least 2 touchdowns, so I'm going to take Maryland to cover, and I'm going under. I don't think Northwestern's going to be able to put up points, and I don't think Maryland's going to put up more than 30. So,
okay, Wilson.
What did Jackson Train Gator say?
Let's see here. He said
42-7.
He said 42-7.
I'm gonna go Maryland to cover in the over. I'm gonna ride with our faithful Jackson Train Gator.
Okay, I am going to go with Northwestern. They're at home.
Homer.
What's that? You said Homer?
Called you a homer, yeah.
I don't live near Northwestern.
You got a hard on for Northwestern. Everybody knows it. All right.
So
I'm just calling it as it is. You're probably gonna be right though.
I was gonna say something really inappropriate, but I'm not going to. I'll take Northwestern though. I do think that they're better at home, and if Sullivan's playing, he showed flashes of some brilliance last year. I think he can run it a little bit. Maryland might be spiraling at this point. I'm not sure what we're going to get out of them coming out of a bye week. But I'll take the home team in this one with the 2 touchdowns, basically. Hopefully the defense can hold up a little bit against Maryland. I'm not super confident in this, but I will take I'll take Northwestern, and I'll go over on this one. I'll take the over. I think Northwestern can maybe score some points here at home. I'm thinking of the Northwestern-Minnesota game when they were at home, and they won that game outright. I don't know if you guys remember that. A lot of people forget that. Minnesota lost to Northwestern, but they won that game outright. All right, I'll go first on this next one. It's Minnesota. They're at home. They are favored by 7.5. Michigan State is coming to town. Apparently, is there not a trophy at all for this one then, or is this a trophy game? No trophy. Okay. I don't know why that GIF really threw me off. Over-under is 40.5. Taking Minnesota. I watched Michigan State play last week. And a side tangent, if I may, for just a moment. I don't want to give away who I'm a fan of. I always try to keep that like kind of a secret. But I've let it be known on Twitter that I am a Michigan State donor. And since I am a donor, and I know you guys are both alum, I think that I'll speak for everyone here that we are kind of sick of what we're seeing from our football team this year. You know, I'd really like to see us step it up a little bit, but I'm just not really confident. Saw us play live last week, and I'm disappointed in our team. You know, I'm really disappointed in our team. I'd like to see some more fight from our Spartans, if I may. So I'll take. I don't don't think. What did you say?
I said you may not.
I am taking Minnesota though. They're at home. I just watched Michigan State's offense last week. Granted, it was against Michigan State. Couldn't pick up a first down. Couldn't score. Looked really bad. About 15 personal fouls. It felt like, and just all sorts of out of sorts for Michigan State. So I'll take the home team in this one. Minnesota might be picking up some steam after that Iowa win. And I'm going to take the over. I think that 40 points is just low, so I don't know why I'm taking the over. I don't think either one of these teams can score it really well, but it's just a low over-under, so I'll take the over. Brad, what do you think?
Since I have such a big lead, it doesn't really matter. So I'm going to go with Michigan State with the points. Minnesota could win by 7. That hook got me 7.5. I saw some other lines for this game too, but 7.5 I'll take. And yeah, Michigan State got beat pretty bad last week by a really good Michigan team that was prepared. Some might say they were overly prepared in some areas. Hold on, I can't take this.
Is that Connor Stallions calling you?
Yeah, he's letting me know that my hotel got canceled for the game I was supposed to go watch for him.
Did your Venmo not go through?
Anyway, I think Michigan State still has a little bit something left. We have had a couple players jump into the portal after that Michigan game.
We did? I didn't see that.
Yeah, we did.
I didn't get that email.
One of our starting defensive linemen, probably our best player, and then a backup offensive lineman. Anyway, not a big deal. Minnesota came and smacked us in East Lansing last year. I think we're going to return the favor this year at Minnesota. Give me the Spartans money line.
Ooh.
Under, because I think it's going to be like 24-10, 17-10, something like that. And that's my lock of the week.
Ooh, is the money line the lock, or the points with the points as the lock?
Let's keep the points.
Okay,
let's keep the points for the lock.
Just making sure. All right, Wilson. What do you think about our Spartans so far this year?
So I think back in 2002, Bobby Williams went to Michigan, lost 49-3, and he was asked after that game if he lost to players, and he said, "I don't know." I think Harlan Barnett lost to players. I think you could tell that by some of the action of the players on the field. There's a lot of frustration. Also, Michigan State's the second worst offense in the Big Ten when looking at points for. And I would feel more comfortable if the line was I'd feel more comfortable if the line was 6.5 instead of a 7.5, but I'm still going to take Minnesota minus 7.5. I'm going to go the under.
I think it's so funny that you were so nonchalant about being ready to record today, and then you just came with like a full book of notes, like ready to go. You said Minnesota in the under,
goodness.
right? I have to write all these down this week because we weren't ready yet.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Just double checking. Okay. Yeah, we're gonna just go to the next game on this one because I know, Brad, you're on a time crunch here. I'll go to Nebraska at home against Purdue. Wilson, we'll come right back to you for this one. Nebraska favored by 2.5. Over-under is the lowest in the conference this week, 39.5. This one's got to go over, right?
Yeah. I'm going to go over 39.5, and I'm going to go Purdue plus 2.5. I think Purdue is probably going to win outright.
All right, Brad?
I like the over, and I'm taking the home team. Go Big Red. Who did Purdue play last week?
Illinois? No, that was like 4 weeks ago. I don't know, dude. I was on the road last week.
They let me down, I think, whoever it was. So
it was 11.5. It was Northwestern. Is it weird that I remembered the line before I remembered the team that they were playing?
Kind of. I don't remember what that outcome was then. Never mind.
I'm
still taking Nebraska.
They won by 9.
Oh, they let me down then.
Yeah.
Give me the Huskers.
I'm with you.
Give them to me.
I'm with you, baby. Corn Hub is going to be buzzing this week. They're at home. Their last 5 games, I talked about this on Wednesday. They've been putting the locks on people defensively. And I'm not talking about the coach from Maryland either. Just shutting people down the last few weeks, and I like their defense. And I especially like their defense against a team like Purdue. So I'm taking Nebraska. I will go the under because you guys both said over. And since we didn't put our picks in beforehand, I'm just going to go the opposite and try to pick up a win right there. I think that's all fair right there. I'm going to take I just got distracted. I'm going to take you to Wisconsin now. That's what I was going to say. I put this wrong on my notes. It is at Wisconsin. Is this correct, boys? This is at Wisconsin, right?
Yes.
Okay. Night game. Ohio State is traveling to Madison. The Buckeyes are favored by 14.5. I wrote everything down wrong. Over-under is 45.5. Brad, take this away from me. What's going to happen in this game? Let me know.
I just can't trust Wisconsin. I think 14.5 is a little low.
Mm-hmm.
A little low for this game. It could happen. They could get hyped. Crazier things have happened in Madison, Wisconsin, I believe. Camp Randall, right?
Sure.
But I'm taking the Buckeyes. I'm taking the Buckeyes to cover, and I'll go over.
Okay. Wilson, just want to let you know that after Wednesday's show, I messed up the sidebar a couple times, and I promised that I wasn't going to do it on Friday's show, and it has been on Indiana, Penn State this entire time. So I just switched it down to Ohio State, Wisconsin. I would like to say, though, this is the first time since like week 3 that we didn't have our picks in before we started recording, so I've been trying to write them down as we've been going to save me some time later. I can't do everything at once, so am I forgiven, basically, is what I'm asking for here.
Yes, I forgive
All right,
you.
appreciate it. What do you think's going to happen in this game?
Here's some stats for you guys. There are 5 Big Ten teams that have scored over 200 points this year. Out of all the Big Ten.
Right.
Can I guess?
There are 5 in the Big Ten East have scored over 200 points all season. The highest scoring team in the West is Wisconsin. They have 188 total points. Their defense, though, is 128 points against. They're about equivalent to Rutgers. So in this game, I'm going to go Ohio State to cover the 14.5, but I'm going to go the under 45.5.
What in the world is happening? What did you do this week?
Yeah, there's only one team that has over 300 total points scored this year. It is the Michigan Wolverines, the cheaters, and the best.
Interesting. Brad, did you say over or under? I want to get this all written down.
I said over.
All right. I didn't bring stats to the table this week. I like Ohio State as well, though. All 3 of us like Ohio State. I don't think 14.5 is enough. Wisconsin hasn't showed me enough that they're going to stay in a game. I don't care if it is at home.
Yep.
I'll also go with the over 45.5 as I'm writing that down. Once again, I think Ohio State could do that by themselves against Wisconsin. So, obviously, I'm going to take that pick for this week. Wilson, one more time. You said over. Oh, no, you said under. I did write that one down. You got under. All right.
And I have Ohio State minus 14.5.
I got that. I got that part. All right. Not a lot of mess ups on this show. We got through it. 5 games. Not going to lie, not the most exciting games this week, especially with, 4 teams. This is the most teams that have been on bye in a singular week the whole year. So it's not as exciting because we're missing even more teams. Yeah, I don't know what else to say about this, though. I guess, good luck to everyone. Brad, do you have any final comments before we finish up the show?
Oh, that's exactly. I was going to say good luck to everyone.
Oh, man.
That's exactly what I was going to bring.
Dang.
Good luck, everyone.
All right. Wilson?
Also, 3:30 p.m. Eastern Sunday, turn into the Big Ten Network. You can watch the future national champions Michigan State Spartans play Tennessee Volunteers in a Maui benefit exhibition game. All for a good cause and watch some good basketball.
That's all true.
Is this dude trying to get signed right now? What is going on?
I think so, yeah.
What is
happening? He's about to use this recording and send it to an agent and try to get on a different show.
I know he's
I get actually paid for my time.
He's about to send it to a competitor, someone on the same level as me, and be like, "Dude, get me off this show, man. I'll come work for you." Does that game count for their record though, or is this still a preseason exhibition?
It's an exhibition,
but they're televising it, and I think Raph is going to be on the call as well.
So if you lose that game, you just throw your hands up and say it doesn't matter, and if you win, you'll be like, "We're going to the Natty."
Win, lose, or draw, we're going to the Natty, I think. I have not been this excited for a Michigan State basketball season in a long time. Sorry. Can't
Yeah, you
contain
guys
it.
really took it to Hillsdale the other day.
We did. You're right. 40. Went up 40 on those hoes.
Even Steven Izzo scored.
Mm-hmm.
He did.
Do you think do you think Tom Izzo's wife could knock down a free throw?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
What's her name?
Lupe.
I should know that. As a donor, I should know that. I don't.
You
though.
should.
I don't though. All right. Good show, guys. We'll see you guys next week on Monday. We'll wrap up everything that happened in week 9. And then, like I said, good luck to everyone. Thanks for joining me, Brad. Thanks for joining me, Wilson. I don't know what to say. I don't know why I don't know how to wrap this episode up, but we will see you guys next week, and we will see you guys in the future.